Contemptuous world, embrace the breath of extinction!
How heavy is that? Light work with the bass on the track, on my face to the back like I'm taking a slap. I need a drink, but it's straight from the tap. And I'm hating the slack, couple miles run around.
Hey YouTube, welcome back to another video. So, I want to first start this apologizing about the delay of this video. Nella was kind of a pain for me to get. I had to pity a couple times. I really had to work pretty hard, and eventually I was able to get her. It did just take a while. So it took me a while to get Nella, and then took me even longer to get the right gear for her, because she's kind of specific in the kind of equipment that she needs, because of what her kit entails. So we're going to start this doing it how we always do, starting with skills. So her first skill is called False Grace. Attacks 2 enemies with heavy strike. Heavy strike meaning it can't crit, so crit rate and crit damage is basically meaningless for her, and has a 50% chance to grant increased effectiveness to the caster for 2 turns. That effectiveness is increased by 100%, so you're doubling it. This skill's damage dealt increases proportional to max health instead of attack. So you're really going to want to build up the HP of her, which is going to be nice because you're going to end up with a bulkier character. The only downside is her defensive stats are pretty crap. So, next, her S2, Rules of Salvation. So, attacks all enemies with heavy strike, has a 100% chance to inflict irremovable unbuffable on all enemies for 2 turns, and a 100% chance to increase skill cooldowns of all targets by 2 turns. This skill's damage dealt, again, max health and attack. So this is nice because you can stop them from being able to use their skills, because by having it increased by 2 turns, what that allows you to do is it allows their next turn that they get to play the game, it means that they are not allowed to use a skill, which means they have to use their basic S1 skill. And then also giving them unbuffable that you cannot be removed is super helpful, because it allows you to, like, for Valentine does like a crit bump, that doesn't work. Meva cleanses, that doesn't work. Any kind of buff, like shield buffs, anything, just non-existent. And then it's also her burst skill. So burst 1 inflicts reduced defense on the target for 2 turns, so the one you click on. Level 2 reduces buff duration of the target by 2 turns, so you can shrink that buff down if you're trying to just cleanse them of all buffs. This is a great way to do it. And then at level 3, it changes to an enhanced skill and inflicts stunned as well, which is another way to stun, because here we go to her S3. I am the soul perfection. Isn't this cocky? Has a 100% chance to remove 1 buff from all enemies, and again, heavy strike. After attacking, has a 100% chance to inflict stun on all enemies for 1 turn. Again, damage dealt increases to max health instead of attack, and it doesn't trigger counterattack, revenge, or agile response. So it's a great way to shut down Gnosis Dahlia. It's a great way to not worry about Demiurge Stella. It's a great way to just not worry about a lot of different characters that you could possibly realistically be worried about. She's also a chain starter with fixed damage. Yeah, it does damage based on her max health instead of attack, and when attacking, 8% of the target's max health as fixed damage. So another way to do fixed damage, just like Stella. Because Stella's is a finisher and 10%, so that's 18% of fixed damage with them too, if you want to use them too, which is pretty cool. it is super nice to have that fixed damage for like world bosses and stuff. That stuff adds up pretty quickly. For gear, realistically, you're going to want to be cranking out as much speed as possible because her kit is going to be devoted mostly to outspeeding your opponent, hitting them with your S3 to stun them, and then letting your team go, and then being able to hit them with your S2 when they actually get to play the game. A good one to use, I like Sublime Melody. The problem is she doesn't attack a single target, but I'm using it for the base stats here. So this realistically doesn't do anything. The one you'd want to get would probably be like a Thumping Knuckle Dusters if you could get it. But I don't have a spare one right now. Yeah, Thumping Knuckle Dusters. I mean, I have this one, but this one's pretty meh right now compared to this. I like this one more. Yes, we could get a little bit extra damage, but I don't really care too much right now. Thumping Knuckle Dusters isn't bad. Fire Fist is pretty crap. Noblewoman's Guile isn't bad because you're going to be attacking everybody all the time, and getting that bleed chance is super nice. One that I really like is I like the Dies Irae, however the fuck you'd pronounce this. This is super nice because if you inflict a debuff, you get 40% priority, which is super nice if you're maxing out speed. And also the one that we have for this, we had for her event, the Dies Irae, was a speed accessory. This is the one I got from the event. I just rolled it to look like this, and I'm going to try to get rid of that crit chance off of it. Because I like everything else on it other than this crit chance. Like, all of this is nice. Realistically, I just want to get rid of that crit chance, but I don't want to do anything just yet. I'm waiting till I have a couple more resources before I really commit to setting her up with some gear, because this is pretty mediocre gear. So I'm going to be going through and redoing it probably at some point. But for a weapon that's not Sublime Melody, we would probably want... Fire Fist isn't bad, but your chances are you're not going to kill anything. Again, Noblewoman's Guile, really solid. Thumping Knuckle Dusters, not great. Last Hope is not great either. And then there's the Sublime Melody. So Thumping Knuckle Dusters probably is the better one if you're really trying to prioritize that damage, or if you want those debuffs, Noblewoman's Guile. It's really up to you, based on what you want. Oh, hello, Temporary Maintenance. I forgot about you. I'm not entirely sure how long I have until the maintenance takes over.
Are you in need of my
so we're going to try to get through this as fast as possible. Realistically, for her, you're going to prioritize speed as your number 1 stat. Then you're going to prioritize HP. Then you're going to prioritize, like, accuracy. You're going to want to do speed. Yeah, speed, HP, attack, and accuracy, I think that's roughly how I would do it. Shiro, pop up the order. Just give me some text of the order I just said. As a repeat, it is going to be speed, then HP, then we'll go attack and accuracy. You can flip those around if you want, depending on what if you're having issues hitting things, run the accuracy. If you're just having issues doing more damage, attack. Realistically, you're probably going to want to do accuracy more, because she's not going to do a lot of damage. Her attack stat isn't all that great, and her HP stat isn't all that great either. I mean, being an enchanter, you're not really going to have that great of bulk stats. The reason why we don't care about effectiveness is simply because of this. True Salvation reduces dark damage taken by 20%. It also increases her effectiveness by 100%. So whatever your effectiveness stat is, you just double it casually. You just get to casually double this. And that's because of her exclusive. It's very, very nice comparatively, because you don't really have to worry about You genuinely don't have to worry about building effectiveness at all for her. She's going to have plenty of effectiveness to hit anything. And if things aren't getting stunned, they either are just can't be stunned or they have a really high evasion. And you just can't hit shit. And that's kind of not your problem. That's kind of like they built a really high evasion character. It's not really a lot you can do about that. Because I noticed my biggest problem is probably my accuracy. I definitely am not a fan of accuracy. She has a pretty low accuracy when I looked. So you do have to kind of be careful with your accuracy stats. Like I'm getting a little bit of a accuracy bonus with a couple of these. But however, it is so not enough. I need so much more accuracy because I'm tending to miss a lot. I think I might just be getting unlucky, but being unlucky could win you games. So I'm going to be building more accuracy over attack because I'd rather have her hit those stuns than miss and do a little bit extra damage. I don't care about extra damage. I care about doing the most stuns. So anyways, there'll be a part 2 coming out very shortly showing her off in PvP. Please go check that out and I will see you there in a moment. Peace.